a WikiVidi documentaries production. Don't forget to like and subscribe. Enjoy. Fearless Girl. Fearless Girl is a bronze sculpture by Kristen Visbal, commissioned by State Street Global Advisors via McCann, New York, depicting a girl facing the Charging Bull statue. It was installed on March 7, 2017, at Bowling Green in the financial district of Manhattan, New York City. The statue measures approximately 50 in tall, and weighs about 250 pounds. Fearless Girl was commissioned by investment firm State Street Global Advisors to advertise for an index fund which comprises gender-diverse companies that have a relatively high percentage of women among their senior leadership. The plaque below the statue states, "Know the power of women in leadership. She makes a difference," with "she" being both a descriptive pronoun and the fund's NASDAQ ticker symbol. Both Fearless Girl and Charging Bull are set to be moved 3 blocks away to the New York Stock Exchange by the end of 2018. Description: Fearless Girl, which measures approximately 50 in tall and weighs about 250 pounds, faces Charging Bull, a much larger and heavier bronze statue that is 11 feet tall and weighs 7,100 pounds. Both are located in Manhattan's Bowling Green, at the intersection of Broadway and Whitehall Street. Fearless Girl is meant to send a message about workplace gender diversity and encourage companies to recruit women to their boards. The plaque below the statue states, "Know the power of women in leadership. She makes a difference," with "she" referring to both the gender of the subject and the fund's NASDAQ ticker symbol. The commission by State Street Global Advisors specified that the statue should depict a girl with hands on her hips and chin up, with a height of 36 inches, which Kristen Visbal and her collaborators then increased to 50 inches, to better match the size of Charging Bull. Still, Visbal commented that, "I made sure to keep her features soft. She's not defiant, she's brave, proud, and strong, not belligerent." She modeled the sculpture on 2 children, but many of the distinguishing features were removed so that it would be universally appealing. A child who would represent all children, so everyone could relate to the Fearless Girl. History: The statue was installed on March 7, 2017, the day before International Women's Day, by State Street Global Advisors, in a campaign developed by advertising agency McCann New York. SCO was celebrating the first anniversary of its Gender Diversity Index fund that invests in U.S. large capitalization companies that rank among the highest in their sector in achieving gender diversity across senior leadership. The concept for the statue was developed by senior art director Lizzie Wilson and senior copywriter Taylor Gumbiner. Wilson and Gumbiner established both the idea for the statue as well as the overall look of the girl using countless mood boards and imagery, which Visbal referenced. Fearless Girl was originally given a 1-week City Hall permit that was later extended to 30 days. Later, it was announced that the statue would remain in place through February 2018. Among those advocating for the statue to stay longer was U.S. Representative Carolyn Maloney of New York's 12th Congressional District, who stated, "This statue has touched hearts across the world with its symbolism of the resiliency of women." New York City public advocate Letitia James wrote a letter that supported keeping the statue. Fearless Girl stands as a powerful beacon, showing women, young and old, that no dream is too big and no ceiling is too high. A petition on change.org asking for the statue to be made permanent gathered 2,500 signatures in its first 48 hours. Efforts to make the statue permanent continued after the statue was granted a 1-year permit. In April 2018, after Fearless Girl had been in place for 13 months, New York City Mayor Bill de Blasio announced that both Charging Bull and Fearless Girl would be moved to a location facing the New York Stock Exchange. The move would occur before the end of 2018. Juxtaposition with Charging Bull. Arturo Di Modica, who installed Charging Bull in 1989, asked that the statue of the girl be removed, arguing that the piece exploited his work for commercial purposes and altered the perception of the bull. He called Fearless Girl an advertising trick that he once relocated, citing its political messaging. On April 12, 2017, Di Modica and his attorney Former New York Civil Liberties Union Director Norman Siegel challenged city officials who let the Fearless Girl statue be installed. Demodica said that the statue corrupted Charging Bull artistic integrity by distorting the intent of his statue from a symbol of prosperity and for strength into a villain, and does so for SSG as commercial gain. Siegel said a lawsuit had not been filed as of yet. De Blasio supported keeping the statue, tweeting that, "Men who don't like women taking up space are exactly why we need the Fearless Girl." Some women criticized the statue as corporate feminism that violated their own feminist principles. The New York Times columnist Gina Belafanti called it an exercise in corporate imaging by State Street, which, she wrote, had entered into a deferred prosecution agreement with the United States Department of Justice, agreeing to pay more than $64 million to resolve fraud charges for secretly billing clients for unwarranted commissions. Corporate feminism, she wrote, operates with the singular goal of aiding and abetting a universe of mothers who tuck their daughters in at night whispering, "Someday, honey, you can lead the emerging markets and sovereign debt team at Citigroup, and then become a director at Yahoo." Christine Ember, an opinion writer for The Washington Post, wrote that the statue portrays the empowered woman as a child, reinforcing the idea of femaleness as cute and inoffensive, a child with potential, maybe, but not all the way there. Other controversies. Gothamist reported on March 20, 2017, that masked New York activists covered the statue in "Make America Great Again" apparel and a U.S. flag. They also placed pro-Donald Trump signs on it, including one reading, "Vets Before Illegals," and another with a drawing of Pepe the Frog. On May 29, 2017, artist Alex Gardiga added a statue of a small dog, titled Pissing Pug, and removed it after approximately 3 hours. He described Fearless Girl as corporate nonsense and disrespect to the artist that made the bull. On October 6, 2017, State Street, the company that funded Fearless Girl, paid $5 million to settle a lawsuit from its female and minority employees who alleged the company violated equal pay rights. Effects. As reported by Bloomberg News, analysts from marketing firm Apex Marketing estimated that the statue resulted in $7.4 million in free publicity for SSGA as of April 2017, broken down into $201,075 worth of free radio coverage, $393,047 worth of free social media coverage, $3,115,751 worth of free TV coverage, and $3,729,926 worth of free online/print news coverage. At the 2017 Cannes Lions Festival, Fearless Girl won 3 Grand Prix on the first day of the event alone, in the glass and PR categories, and tying for first in the outdoor category alongside a campaign by Twitter. Brought to you by WikiVidi Documentaries. Would you like to know more?